live free from old garbage and clutter-free in your everyday life, you have to make sure you take out the trash and get rid of the old outdated stuff that you don't want in your life anymore. And then replace it with what is new and what you actually desire and want in your life.
Raising up cleaning business leaders is what we do. Raise the standard of cleaning excellence through and through. Let's jump right in as we create the win, shining bright, making our world clean.
This has been a fun series of videos that we've been going through together and dissecting why some people fail and why some succeed in life and as a cleaning business leader. Mindset, that's the key. Having a successful mindset and thinking patterns is a huge key to you being successful. We got to get rid of old stinking thinking. We've covered in these videos how important it is to get aware of what you're thinking about, then figure out why you're thinking the way that you do. We then talked about getting intentional about deciding what you want to be thinking about. Once we figure out what we want to be thinking about, we answer the question, where and from who do we get these successful principles from that we want to be applying to our lives? Last week, we covered the topic of being intentional about spending time thinking about true success principles and getting around people who live those principles in their own lives. Today, we're going to talk about getting aggressive when it comes to getting rid of old failing thoughts, and it's time to be intentional about replacing them with true success thoughts. So how do I replace my thoughts? I am so glad you asked. First of all, recognize we have a God-given ability to choose what we want to dwell on and really think about. Now, I understand some thoughts just seem to come out of nowhere and can seem like they're out of our control. But what you do from that point on is recognize the thought that comes to your mind, and that is a huge key. I'll give you an example. We had a customer of ours that discontinued our service, and when I reached out to him, he was not getting back to me, and this went on for some time. Then the other day, my wife Shaylee and I, we went out for our date night to eat at his restaurant, and the food was great, the staff was wonderful, the service was great. So the thought came to me to reach out and compliment him on his restaurant. So a negative thought in that situation would have been, well, I've already reached out to him many times and he's ignored me, so I'm not going to bother saying anything nice or encouraging him. Now, thankfully, I have intentionally gotten rid of negative thoughts like that, and I have my mind set on being a blessing and encouraging no matter how other people treat me. So I sent him a text and an email, and I received a very warm reply back from him and from their management team. So to me, that relationship is now restored and set up for future success as well. So now that you're recognizing old negative thoughts and you're choosing to fill your mind with positive success principles, and you're getting around people that live and think that way, so it should get easier to recognize those thoughts when they come and change those thoughts into the right successful thought process or thought pattern. And you know what? Sometimes I even say out loud, I refuse to think that way. I might be alone in my car or something. Just say it out loud. And then think about what would be a positive, successful approach to that situation that you're dealing with. Maybe with a team member, customer, family. Doesn't matter. It should work in every situation. And I'm not saying this is easy. It does take work and discipline. There may be some situations where you actually need to get some help from a pastor or a professional or someone that you really trust, that you can really talk through your personal situation. And when it comes to your mind, just don't ever let it be an excuse that you can't change. That is an absolute lie. You can change. So I encourage you to take some practical steps. And I actually just recently got rid of some old clothing and I replaced it with some new clothing at home because I'm personally continuing to grow in this area as well, and I want to get so good at it. I found that it helped me to get a better picture of what it actually looks like when you're replacing the old with something new. And I find that thought can come to me, just the thought of, why bother spending this energy on improving my mindset? The truth is, you were created to think thoughts of victory and fulfill all you were created for here on this earth and in the cleaning industry. So Be disciplined to change and grow and reap the great benefits of living the successful life. And it starts right between your ears, in your mind. So I really hope this has encouraged you today. And remember, you are a blessing. So go be a blessing.